This is why Seiko makes the best affordable divers. I know not everyone will agree with me. I know some of you that watch my channel value specs versus price. So the higher the specs, the lower the price, the better the value, which many take to mean the best purchase. But I think that's a little bit of a short-sighted way to consider a new watch. It's a bit of an oversimplification, though it's a, it's a way of collecting that most of us, if not all of us, have had at one point or another in our watch collecting journeys, and I certainly have in years past. And I also agree that Seiko has definitely taken a tumble in popularity amongst collectors, watch fans, especially new ones. They're passing Seiko for other brands, for micros that offer a lot of specs for lower pricing or similar pricing, and many are offering more extreme value proposition. But does that make those watches better? I'm going to say no. And in this video, I'd like to explain my reasoning, and I'll use this SRPK 53K as an example. This is my latest Seiko pickup. You'll see it sitting next to my other current Seikos that I wear regularly in rotation. So here is the SLA 051, the Uemura, the Willard. This is a lovely watch. Here it is next to the Pogue Solar Speed Timer. These two here are both global releases. They're not limited. They're not special. This Monster, on the other hand, this is limited. This is hard to find. This is an exclusive limited edition made for the Thailand market, where Seiko fans in Thailand, they fully embrace the bold and beautiful, and I love that. I love watches that are released for this market. This is nicknamed the Sunshine Rainbow and was released in 2023. Now, I got this one from shoppinginjapan.net, which is my trusted place to buy regional exclusive editions, as well as Japanese domestic market releases. I've done business with them a few times over the years. I've had lovely experiences each time, so I will link this watch and their site below, where you can check out other regional releases, other Japanese domestic market products from Seiko, Orient, Casio, and Citizen. Now, why does Seiko make the best affordable divers? I think it really comes down to one thing, and that's the magic. It's the X factor. It's the sum of the product. It's not just a breakdown of individual specs compared to a retail price. So hear me out here. This has a completely original contemporary design. Seiko was fantastic in the 60s and 70s, 80s when it comes to older releases, vintage releases, neo-vintage releases, but they have also done some bangers in the contemporary modern era. And I think the Monster is one of them, as divisive as that statement may be. Now, this also has in-house vertical production, everything from the crystal to the gaskets to the oil in their in-house movements. This has distinct brand identity. This is not another sub-homage. This is not a predictable watch. There are aspects here that you come to expect from Seiko the more you experience this Japanese brand. So a crown down at the 4 for comfort. This allows for a larger watch, but it doesn't, the crown doesn't dig into your wrist. It's thought out. It's engineered well. This has a fully indexed bezel insert. This has above average dial work and case finishing when you compare it even to watches that cost more than this one does. This does have a bit of a rattly bracelet, a pressed metal clasp, a pin and tube connection system, no quick adjustment, a silly dive extension design. It doesn't have the best bracelet. It doesn't have the best bezel action, but it does have insane lume. LumaBrite is the best in my opinion, and this one is so good in low light or no light conditions. This watch, when you put it on, you have confidence to use it, to abuse it, to wear the heck out of it. You're not concerned about scratching something like this. You're not concerned that you're a target for theft. This is a watch that you can wear and really have no thought about using as a sports piece. It's also perfectly comfortable for a large watch. I talked about that a little bit with the crown down at the 4, the shorter lug-to-lug dimension. There's just something about a good big Seiko diver. They work even on smaller wrist sizes. It just comes down to that Seiko magic. And you only understand the Seiko magic when you buy one and you use one. Admittedly, when I first saw the Gen 2 Monster, I thought it was the ugliest watch of all time. And I was an Invicta owner at the time. But it's funny how Seiko grows on you if you let it. And before too long, you're a full-fledged Seiko path, and you're not even tempted by the latest and greatest micro brand. You're likely shopping for your next Seiko, either from the current or possibly back catalog, and sometimes you're even shopping from the same design family that you just purchased from. So you build a collection of turtles or monsters or tunas or marine masters or sumos or whatever the case may be. Now, looking at this SRP K53, this has a gorgeous, finely textured sky blue dial that just sings in any light condition. It's a good backdrop for the gold marker surrounds, the angular hands, and this rainbow-like effect of accent colors. So note the navy minute hand. Note the blue and lilac bezel indexing in this chunk of a partially shrouded bezel. That's really cool. I like that a lot. This has a green seconds hand, green diver's text, orange chapter ring indexing, and all of these colors play, I think, pretty well with the gold-coated crown and case back system. Now, if you turn the watch over and take a look at this case back, you'll see something that Seiko has done in every one of their professional divers for decades, and that is place the tsunami medallion right in the center of the case back. That's something that I've come to expect, and I like seeing it here on this Sunshine Rainbow Monster. Now, this watch, certainly you could say it's unique, you could say it's bold, you could say it's fun, you could say it's ugly, but it has that charm. It has that magic. This has more soul, so to speak, than any other value-packed watch from a mainstream brand or a new micro brand. And I know I'm in the minority here, but I'll choose something like this over something more boring that has more specs when it comes to materials, say a ceramic bezel insert or a Solita movement or screw pins or a quick micro adjust or something like that. It takes Seiko to come out with something that's in-house, that's original, that's flavorful, that has that magic factor. You just don't see watches like this every day. And if you give it a shot, let's say you go, okay, Bruce, let me see what this fuss is about. And you pick your favorite Seiko, be it a Monster or a Tuna or a Marine Master, you will see what I'm talking about here in this video. You have to experience a watch like this to really get it to click. And I have to warn you, it is a slippery slope. You'll likely be a Seiko path for many years, if not the rest of your collecting journey. The brand is just too much fun. So that said, thank you for watching today. I'll link this watch in the description below, shoppinginjapan.net. It's just the easiest way to get regional exclusive releases or Japanese domestic watches when you live here in the United States like I do. I definitely recommend them. And I'll do an updated state of the collection really soon. And you can see all my Seikos. You can see how they relate to the other watches that I wear regularly. And I'll talk about what I want to change and what I want to do in the future. So thanks again for watching. Like this video if you appreciated it. And please subscribe for more content like this.